Hey YouTube, today we're going to take a look at a really unusual guitar, not one that I would normally take a look at for a review, but I featured this. This is a Loog mini acoustic guitar. It's it's a toy guitar, but it's an actual instrument where, it's not tuned up or anything yet, but it's got strings, it's got frets, it's got a neck, you can tune it, you can play it. The question remains though, is it worth it? Are you out there as a parent maybe looking at, you've got a small child, you're thinking about getting one of these, is it really worth it? Are they going to destroy it? That is exactly the orientation we're going to take for this review. So if you are in any way interested in Loog and the Loog line of guitars, stay tuned as we explore this Loog that I have had for years and that has survived my family of 5. Before I say anything else about this little mini guitar, and it is a tiny little, baby guitar, it is not meant for adults. There's nothing about this that says that an adult is going to pick this up and want to play it as a real instrument, but what it is, it does very, very well, and that is a kid's toy instrument. Now it is an instrument, it is not purely a toy. It is not the thing that you boop, hit it and fart sounds come out of it, right? Like thinking Gene Belcher here, right? This doesn't make sounds. It's not some sort of little toy that lights up. This is an actual little instrument, right? It is small. It has 3 strings. That's the real key in terms of what differentiates Loog from the other kids guitars that are out there, is that they went down to a 3-string design and basically mastered the 3-string kids guitar. And this is their mini, so this is the little itty bitty one. And I got this thing some years ago. I've got 3 kids. The oldest one now is 11 and the youngest is 5. But when I got this, the youngest was, small toddler and the other 2 were elementary school. And I think I picked up a good deal on Amazon for a Christmas thing, probably 4 or 5 years ago, 4 years ago maybe. Anyway, I've had it for a number of years, and this is not something that I have kept like an instrument. Like you see my office here with all of my instruments that I maintain and I run through and I do all these things, and the kids are not allowed in here without me, and so this is not that. This is like, here children, have fun, and then like off it goes, being beat on, knocked around. My wife confirmed this. I asked her if she remembered this. At least on one occasion my children have, well, at least one of them has stood on it, like actually put their weight on it. I'm sure I shrieked at them when I saw it, but this has not been like maintained like an adult's instrument. This has been treated like any other toy, and most of the toys that go through this house are scarred by the processes, especially the ones that are in the common area. The kids have some of their collections here and there that they keep, but if it's underfoot, if it's out, if it's the family kids toy, it just goes everywhere. And this thing has been beat on, knocked around. I'm sure it's been thrown a few times, and yet here it is. I mean, not only here it is, but the neck hasn't broken. You can see it. It's dirty. Like, it's crusty. It's got some pug crust in here. Like, this is not like I've not been maintaining this thing. I just gave it to my kids as a, here, this is for y'all. And it's been through the grinder for years, and yet it still persists. It persists without any significant damage despite all of that. And so, I can be hyperbolic and funny about it, but the reality is that this thing is incredibly durable, and that, as a parent of 3 young children, number one thing, are they going to be interested in it? Obviously, but the follow-up question is, will it survive them? And this guitar has survived my children, and I have children that are very active and constantly doing all sorts of stuff, and this thing has been featured in many "watch me as I play a song." All of that has happened on this for years, and I can still reliably find this in some corner of the room, and there it is, It's still there. It's still got the original strings and everything. So before anything, any other consideration, number one is like, if you're looking for a child's guitar, just in terms of something that you want them to just like not have the little toy with the buttons like an actual little guitar, but is it going to survive them? I mean, this thing has survived my family. So, you know, I can't guarantee that everyone is going to be as indestructible as this, but this one has been amazingly durable. So after the question of is it going to survive, the next question, can it actually play? I mean, you're not obviously going to take this and like gig with it. It's a tiny little ukulele-sized 3-string kid guitar. But can your child, if you get them tuned up, you know, they have flashcards that come with these when they're new. Again, this has been in my family for years now, so I don't know, the flashcards have all disappeared into the whirlwind of my children, but there's flashcards with how to do chord shapes and so forth, how to learn the notes on the fret and so forth, and you tune it just according to the top 3 strings of a regular guitar. And so you can see G, B, and E. I tuned it up and it's holding tune reasonably well. So it is actually a legitimate instrument in the respect that you can actually tune this, you can actually fret and play notes. You know, obviously it's tiny, even playing high up on the neck is, or you know, like towards the tuners, towards the nut, even up here the frets are like on a normal guitar down here. But this is not made for adult hands. This is made for children's hands, where this is a, you know, much bigger span. And again, it's reasonably similar to playing a ukulele in terms of the size. It's even a little bit smaller. It's like, I believe they call those tenor ukuleles, like the really small ones. But, you know, again, is this going to be something that you want to, you know, keep playing for years? Obviously not. But the purpose of this is to get a child and get them an actual playable instrument, one that's not going to just dissolve at their childlike touch. It's durable. It's cute, you know, it's got this nice seafoam molded plastic body that's, again, incredibly durable. It's reasonably resonant, and you know, you can do, I'm not about to put a strap on it, but you know, you can just like a lot of very, very easy chords. But when you actually get up to 6-string, one of the ways to work into chord work is that you start to learn part of the shape, and you get your hands trained to that part, and then you develop the rest. And so again, you know, is this a real instrument? Yes, it can be tuned and it can play music on it, but the purpose of this is to have a very tough and durable kid's toy that is also an instrument. It's basically a hybrid between a guitar and a toy, but it is truly actually a guitar, not just a toy shaped like a guitar. You can actually play this and make music on it, and in that regard, a child can start building those foundational stages towards actually leveling up into the 6-string world and so forth. But this is a great way to get them interested and for it not to be too overwhelming, because 6 strings is a lot. And so the question remains, if you are considering one of these, should you buy it? I mean, the first question is just, are you buying it for small children? All right, this would not be something suitable for anybody over maybe 6 or 7 years old. And once you get into that, you can get larger ones. Especially, I mean, and Loog has, this is the mini. So this is like the toddler to small elementary range. And they have a larger, slightly larger acoustic that's more the size of a regular ukulele. They also have a electric guitar line that is relatively recent that Fender lined up with them, and they did a crossover brand where they did Fender X Loog, I believe is what they call it, and it's a 3-string electric in a couple of basic Fender designs. And I'm very interested in those, but they go for about $200, and it's just more than I want to put into. I have other kids' guitars that are 6-string, and if I were to do it over again, I might be interested in one, but we've already got this one, and so if Loog is out there and they're interested in sending me one, I'd be happy to demo it and show it off, but I just can't put any more of my family budget into it at this point. But this has been a loyal companion to my children for years, and it has seen them grow up, and it has endured their abuses as well as their love, and it continues to be a wonderful addition to the family. And even as many other toys have come and gone into the dust of time, this remains steadfast. This remains in my living room. It's always around. It might even be getting kicked across the floor, but it is always around, and it is completely and totally successful at what it aims to be, which is a great kids toy guitar. As always, if you've enjoyed my content, please like and subscribe. We're building the channel up, and every new subscriber is such a joy to me, and I'm so thankful for you. You all just have a wonderful day.